Today we're diving into the world of onions. I'm going to go through my 8-step comprehensive guide for growing onions. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Before we get into the onions, I just wanted to show you how everything's going in the greenhouse so far. I did a video maybe a week and a half ago about my comprehensive guide to growing amazing seedlings, and I will post that down below in the description. But as you can see, they are amazing. Oh yeah, baby. Looking good. Looking good. All right, now to the onions. So I am using a 288 cell tray. I like it because it has the little small cells in it versus, a cell tray like this. It's it's too much wasted space for onions. So since I have 288, that'll be I think 72 onions a piece because I'm growing 4 different types of onions. The onions that I'm growing this year are, so I'm growing one red onion. It's a red Creole. I grew this one last year and it did amazing. Savannah Sweet I did not do last year, but well, actually all 3 of these I didn't do last year, but they have great reviews on them. So Savannah Sweet is a Vidalia type onion, and then this Vidora hybrid, and then this 1015 Texas Super Sweet. I've heard a lot of great things about this one, and this one I think is the one that grows like a really big bulb as well. I'll have links to these in the description below. I am an affiliate with Haas, and all these seeds that you've seen me grow so far are from Haas. Also, the tray here is Neversink. It's a Neversink tray, and I will link that below. I am not an affiliate with Neversink. So this actually should be the number 1 step to my process, but um, you have to make sure you choose the correct variety of onion for your area. Okay, that is the number 1 reason for failure for onions. The number 1. If you're in the South, you got to grow short day onions. Okay, you can't be trying to grow. There's some intermediates that you might be able to, but for the regular homesteader or backyard gardener, you don't want to waste all the time that you're going to put into this, because you're going to start onions in November. I mean, you're going to transplant. Well, you're going to start them now, but you're going to transplant them into the ground in November, December, and I mean, you still got months before they are ready, and you don't want to wait until the very end and find out you grew the wrong type of onion. So I'm spending a little bit of time on this because that's so important. Middle of the country, you need to be using those, growing those intermediate, and up north, you need to be growing the long day onions. All right, so the first step of the process is you need to make sure that you have some good seed starting mix. Nice and fluffy. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I like to use Pro Mix. You don't have to use Pro Mix, but I recommend that you use a nice premium uh, seed starting mix that gets your seedlings off to the best possible start, in my opinion. Need a little bit more here. All right. After you get your seed starting mix on there, You need to water it in. I recommend getting it nice and moist, okay? If you need some more seed starting mix, just go ahead and add a little bit more in there. I think that's going to be good. Water it in really, really nice. Because that seed starting mix is dry, so you need to make sure it's saturated all the way through the entire cell there. After that, it's time to make your dibbles. And these cells are really, really small, so I like to use a pin and press that center down in each one of them. All right, I got that done. If anybody knows of a better way to do seeds like this, please comment below, because this is 288 is a whole bunch. But so the next step of the process is to cover your seeds. I like to cover mine with some perlite. Um, Started using perlite earlier this year, and I really, really like it. I like it a lot. Um, just want to just cover them. You don't want it too deep, but I feel like it holds the moisture in there a lot better. And plus, I mean, my seed starting mix is very expensive, so I don't want to waste my seed starting mix just covering the seed up. So perlite's pretty inexpensive. I buy this bag right here, and I go through maybe one bag a season. So I think that bag's like $12. I'll try to get a link to it and link it below as well. So the next step is to go ahead and moisten it down. You want to keep it real nice and moist. You don't want it saturated, but you want it nice and moist. This right here, those onion seeds are really, really hard, you know, so it's harder for the water to penetrate them, in my opinion. And so I believe, at least for me, my number two reason for not being successful with onions is not keeping it moist enough so that seed can germinate. But I'll come out here and water this about 3 times a day. I'll hit it in the morning. I'll come back out about lunchtime, and then I'll come back out in the afternoon until the seedlings emerge. After the seedlings get up about this height right here, you know, about like that, I go ahead and hit them with some AgriThrive fruit and flower, and that gives it a nice little boost at the beginning. I knock it down to about quarter strength, put it in my spray bottle, and I hit that up probably 2 or 3 times a week, maybe. Seems to be a good ratio for that. Then after they grow up to, you know, maybe about in here, they start to get spindly and falling over and stuff, I'll go through and trim the tops off of them. Now, there's always a debate about trimming the tops. I believe in trimming the tops when they're here, before you transplant them. After I transplant them into my garden, I do not touch the tops on them, okay? I want to trim the tops here so that they focus on bulb production. But then once I get them out there in the garden, I don't want to trim that top because that top is where the bulb is going to get all of its energy from. So early stage, I want it to focus on growing roots, growing the bulb down there. Late stage, I want it to be pulling its energy from those from the tops. Okay, so that's my spiel about the snipping the tops of them off. Y'all can go ahead and comment below if you have, other ways that you do that. If you cut yours in the garden and why you do and whatnot, I'd love to hear that. Now, when I come in here and trim the tops, I'm also going to be looking to see if there's any double planted in here. I'm going to go ahead and take those out now. You don't have to. You can tease them out once they're ready, but I like to get that one to each cell. I feel like they are healthier that way, and that's just the way I like to do it. You don't have to do that, but that's just part of my process and how I do it. All right, after about 8 to 10 weeks or so, it's time to transplant these out. So once we go to transplant them out, I just pop them out of each cell. I lay them in a tray like this right here, and I take that tray out with me. Um, it's important to get your spacing right on your onions. You don't want to overcrowd them because you're going to end up with stunted onions. Okay, like these Texas Super Sweets, they're going to get big, so they need a big space. So I wouldn't plant these no more than 6 inches, closer than 6 inches apart. But you'll get away with the Savannah Super Sweet. You may be able to do 4 inches. The Red Creole, you may be able to do 4 inches. The Vidalia, the Vidora, I would probably do 6 inches on that one as well. When I transplant them out, I put down some balanced fertilizer, organic fertilizer down in the farrow. I like to use the complete organic from Hoss. I will link that below as well. I don't have a bag of it right now, but I like to use that in the farrow at planting. And then as the life of the onion goes on, I like to side dress it with a 0020 or 0022. You can find this on Amazon. I'll put a link below for that as well. But it's an organic fertilizer. I love this. I put 2 applications of this down. So I put down an application of it about week 8 after transplant. And then I let it go until the spring. And once the spring hits, I hit it with another one. You want to stop fertilizing when you see that the bulb is starting to form. Once the ground starts to crack around the stem, that's when you want to stop. Now, I'll do another video later to show all that, but that's the next step of the process is fertilization. You got to have a fertilization plan. All right, well, that's it for onions. Hopefully you got something from this video. If you got any input on something I may have said off or something that you do a little bit differently, please comment below and let me know. We're all learning together, and I don't mind learning a little bit, or learning a lot from you guys as well. Hope you liked the video. If you liked it, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Check out this video for my comprehensive guide to seed starting. There's a lot of good information in it. Anyway, y'all take care, and I'll see you in the next video.